Hi there, quick response video. Got a insane, ridiculous comment from an Islamist, a Muslim who is very miseducated. There are Muslims out there who are educated, who are decent, who are peace-loving, who understand the Bible. But there are a lot of Muslims out there also who are absolute idiots. And so we got one of these comments today, and it's so sad, honestly. So we're going to start by giving some context to why this Muslim is such an idiot, because that's just what we're going to have to do here. All right, so the comment comes on a short of the Shema Israel prayer said by King David. And this is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one." A very ancient prayer. Adonai is our name for God, one of the ways we pronounce the ineffable tetragrammaton, the four-letter holy name of God that is written throughout the Bible. And by saying my Lord, that is just a more respectful way to refer to God. There are many names for God. People say Hashem, the name, and all are decent. So this person says on a short of just the Shema Israel prayer, "No, God is not yours. Obviously, God is one, God is everyone's." And the Shema Israel prayer, who says, "My Lord is one," and it also says, "Our God." Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu. My Lord is our God. Adonai Eloheinu. My Lord is our God. This whole idea of the one God and monotheism comes from Abraham and comes through the Semitic line of Noah and all the prophets back to Adam. Like, all right, let's keep going. God is for all of humanity. That is correct. You killed the prophets. Did you? I didn't kill anybody. You killed the prophets. No, we didn't kill the prophets. This is what the Islamists are teaching these poor, poor souls about Jewish people. And this is why there's so much hatred and ignorance about Jewish people and the Israelites and the Bible, because they're filled with poison. And that's what this comment is. It's pretty much pure poison. So you killed the prophets. What prophets? Are you talking about Jesus? One person? Prophets? We killed the prophets. There were many, many, many prophets. And I know of many, many, many prophets who were not killed. And I can only think of Jesus, who was killed by the Romans and was crucified because he was deemed to be a heretic by the rabbinical figures of his time. And we can discuss Jesus. But saying you killed the prophets is, of course, a disgusting thing to say to anyone, especially if you're saying this to an entire group of people, an entire race of 15 million Jewish people. It's completely unacceptable. And corrupted the Torah. That is absolutely incorrect. And this is how Islamists spread poison. They teach that the Jewish tradition, the best preserved tradition of all time, the incredible amount of ancient texts that we have that date back thousands of years, are entirely unprecedented. There is no other tradition which, with as much written culture, rich culture that dates all the way back to thousands of years ago. We have a text from Abraham. We have a text from Noah. Portions of Jubilees come from Noah. These are very ancient texts that were passed down, and this is the story of the world, the story of the Bible, the story of how God created this world, created Adam and Eve, the story of the flood, the story of Noah's 3 sons repopulating the world. This wisdom comes through the Jewish people and then the Christians. And Muhammad knew some Jews and some Christians and learned from them. Whatever revelation he had was not obviously enough. He was not even literate, so he didn't even write anything. But what he did say over were little snippets. I've read the Quran. It's not a very impressive text, no offense to the respectful and decent Muslims out there. But in terms of ancient texts, of which I have read tens and tens of them from all over the world, it is, it's a text, and it has little snippets here and there from the ancient biblical stories. But respect must be given where it's due. And I say this as someone who has studied many, many, many spiritual traditions all around the world. Respect must be given where it's due, and it is due to the Jewish people who preserved so well the ancient texts. Corrupted the Torah. No, you are corrupting the Torah, meaning the Muslim Islamists who are pretending that the Torah was corrupted are themselves corrupted, corrupters, and again, lost, quite pathetic souls. This is one of the most pathetic, ridiculous, and ugly comments we've gotten on this page. Like I said, poison. Therefore, you are not the chosen ones. Okay, that's not even logical, because we already just did this entire video on this concept of what it means, this covenant between God and the Israelites, and how it is in fact eternal. We proved this beyond any doubt whatsoever in the video, and I will link that. But the cursed ones, again, this is coming from just absolute racist. And again, the Islamist mentality of hatred of Jews comes from Hitler. Amin al-Husseini was trained by Hitler. We have pictures of them together. We know they spent time together. We know that Husseini was brought in by Hitler. They wanted to massacre all the Jews in the Muslim world, and they were the best of buds. And then they had this radio that was going on nonstop way before anyone had telephones or televisions. They had radio, and they were in the Arab world playing nonstop Hitler's, poison. That's what this comes from. This comes from poison. This comes from hatred. This comes from anti-Semitism. This comes from ignorance and honestly just stupidity. I mean, none of it makes any sense, right? Again, like the word therefore, it's so sad. So sad that someone has this little logic that they would think you killed the prophets and corrupted the Torah, therefore you're not the chosen ones but the cursed ones. None of this makes sense. There's no context of the actual biblical tradition, and it's just so sad. You know full well, okay, this person doesn't know me, I have no idea who this person is, that Jehovah, they're trying to refer to the biblical God, who commands you to cut open pregnant women's bellies. No idea what she's talking about. No idea what this person is talking about. No idea what this person is talking about. Kill their children. This is literally actually what Hamas did on October 7th. There was a case where they cut open a pregnant woman's belly and killed their children. There were cases where they put a baby in an oven. There were cases of beheading people, of tying them together and setting them on fire. 1,200 people were massacred on that day, barbarically and brutally. And this is actually exactly what Hamas did. And what they do in Africa. I mean, this is what Islamists do. This is what ISIS does. This is what happened to the Yazidis. This is what happens. This is what barbarism yields. And then they try to tell you that it's you who's barbaric. But no, this person is barbaric, obviously. Cut down their trees. Okay, that's a ridiculous thing. Cannot be a true God. Okay, this is ridiculous. God actually says not to cut down the trees, no matter what. God meaning, if you are in a time of war and you're in an enemy's territory and there is a tree that yields fruit, it is not okay to cut it down. So none of this makes sense. None of this is in the Bible. None of this is a command. None of this is true or real. You Jews have fought among yourselves throughout history. Okay, everyone fights. Every family fights. Every person fights. Certainly the Muslims fight amongst themselves. I mean, what kind of poison is this? The current accepted view among Torah critics, okay, they're talking about the secular academics. That's not a Torah critic, that's a secular academic. Is that there are different gods in the Torah? No, they're saying that there are different authors to the Bible, which is false, and it's a ridiculous thing if you know Hebrew and if you have studied the Bible. But the academic secular view is that because there are some different names of God used throughout the Bible, each time a different name was used, it was written by a different person. It's very, very elementary, silly. I studied it in academia. A ridiculous idea of the documentary hypothesis. So this person has no idea what they're talking about, of course, and yet they come across as if, they have something to say. No, they are poison and filled with poison and hatred and racism. It's a terrible person brought up in a terrible society. You almost pity this person who has no education, who thinks that logic works the way that he thinks that it works. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, not only one. No, of course there's not different gods in the Torah. And oh my gosh. The whole idea of monotheism comes from the Torah, comes from the Bible, comes from the Israelites. So silly. The views of religious scholars are currently accepted. What kind of words is this? Who speaks like this? Pathetic. They said that Moses did not write the Torah. Okay, he's listening to people who mean nothing to anyone. Okay, I come from a tradition thousands of years old of brilliant people, the highest IQ people. I only learned that when I got onto X. And I found out that the highest IQ groups are the Ashkenazi Jews, and it actually made the world make a lot more sense. And it's also partly because of things like the Talmud and the Torah and how, absolutely incredibly literate we are. Where I would never use the word therefore in a place where it made no sense logically, because I studied the Talmud so much for so many years, for so many hours. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They said that Moses did not write the Torah. Okay, it was written by Jews who believed in God and Jews who believed in God with another name. Yeah, I'm aware of that documentary hypothesis. It's a ridiculous joke to people who know Hebrew and the Bible. Absolute joke. It makes no sense. Different names for God are used in different ways to mean different things. The Bible, the Torah, the 5 books of Moses are a very cohesive text. Very cohesive. I've read it countless times, cover to cover, in Hebrew. So this person has no idea what they're talking about. The Torah is not original. Oh, the Torah is not original. What's the original? So silly. It is a distortion. This is what the Islamist, poisonous Nazis are teaching people. The final true religion is Islam. Not true at all. Not true at all. And it's not, he's saying final religion. He means the final prophet is the prophet of Islam, which is also not true. This is coming from the word seal of the prophets, which is believed by some to just mean seal of the texts, holy texts, what are considered holy. Many people do not consider the Quran holy, but some do. Many do. The final true religion is Islam. It's very not true. Islam has so much potential, though. I love the potential of Islam to be a wonderful religion. It's just that poison, like this person and the people teaching this person, they're poison. This is like literal Nazism. And, mixed with academia and secularism. And it's just a mishkabobble of no logic, no truth. This person has never read the Bible. They know nothing about Jews. They know nothing about my entire people. And yet they want to come on here and write this ridiculous comment thinking that they're going to hurt me or break me in some way and, destroy me. Like, this is a knife. He's trying to hurt with his, falsity. Let's keep going. Do not plant the gargot tree throughout Israel in vain. Good God. I understand you. You do not understand me, child. You poor, poor, poor soul. You do not understand a single thing about me, not one single thing. You are afraid of Islam. I'm not afraid of Islam, not the least bit afraid of Islam. Are you kidding me? I've read the Quran. I know many Muslims. I love many Muslims, and I love Islam, but not your kind of Islam. You're poisonous. This is poison, and this is falsity. You don't know God. You don't know the Bible. You don't know Judaism. You don't know what you are. You don't know where you are. You know nothing. You are liars and deniers. No, not lying about anything, not denying anything. When that day comes, the tree will not protect you. Oh, he's talking about how the tree will call out, oh, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him. Ooh. Victory belongs to Islam. No, child. You dumb, dumb, dumb little child. No. You know nothing.